Suppose I should probably start with introducing myself. I am a woodworking artist and an illustrator, so I've decided to start recording little videos leading up to my business launch. I figure if anyone else wants to watch along and perhaps we can learn together, and I thought that would be really fun. So I graduated about 6 months ago from my Bachelor of Contemporary Art, and since then I've been working full-time and just trying to rediscover myself and rediscover my art, and I think I'm finally ready to start making a collection and making a business and, registering the business name and going through the website and film the whole process from A to B and just work it all out with you guys. And if you guys can give me some tips along the way, I would be very grateful as well. So this weekend I'll be starting to hand carve one of my hair combs, and I'll be trying to finish off one of my big illustrations. Come along with me while I do that. First, I need to cut down my walnut block, so I've enlisted my partner to help me do this. Let's head down to the workshop. We started by leveling the bottom of the block. That's what this machine is for. This will prevent the block from moving while we use the table saw to cut it down. We then cut off the bark from the block, as this can't be used for any of the carving. This allowed me to then split the wood into thirds and quarters and so on. I wanted to have minimal wastage, so the size of the combs was actually determined by the size of the block itself. Here Luke is being very precise for me so that the comb blocks are as even as possible. Luke is actually the main reason why I got into woodworking in the first place. He's a timber shipwright, so he builds and fixes timber boats and ships. My first woodworking piece was actually a ship in a bottle. And here they are. I later learned that they could be cut in half again, but that's okay for now. Now that all of the wood is cut out, basically we're going to start with making a template and then move on to carving it down, probably get the Dremel out and just see how we go. So this is what we're going to start with. Basically, I'm going to get some paper and using my French curves, which my partner so graciously told me to buy. He is a apprentice timber shipwright, by the way, so he's a professional at woodworking, not just someone pretending that they know what they're doing. Basically, these little tools can help you with creating patterns and curves, and if you use this tool to do the whole outline, it should look really cohesive and look really great. So I had already sketched a basic design for the template. I just recreated this design out of thicker card and cut it out. This will be what I carve out to then begin curving around all of the edges and the teeth of the comb to finish the form. This should help each comb look the same with minor changes due to the nature of hand carving. And here's the template and design. From here, I'll use the template like a stencil to then begin carving. I'll start by rounding and carving out the outline around where the handle is, and then I'll start working on the teeth of the comb. This is where I realised that the blocks are double the thickness that they need to be, so I begin working to cut one in half. As walnut is such a hard wood, this took me the rest of the day. I'll go back to the workshop for the rest of them. As cutting that block in half was so tiring and time consuming, I opted to illustrate for the remainder of the weekend. I use a grid-based drawing method, which helps your brain to draw what you see and not what you think you see. I find that drawing is really just one's ability to push past your instincts and assumptions on how the world appears and find the real forms. Unfortunately for those around me, it also means spending extra time just staring at the many beautiful small things around us. Thanks for joining me on my first little weekend diary. I'm sorry if it felt a little unstructured. I promise I am working on it. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I do keep myself a little bit more up to date on there. I must admit I'm very excited to be sharing with you my first hand carving process of making a comb. This will take some time because I'm just trying to balance my woodworking with my illustration. Samson, the illustration that we drew together this week, will be one of 6, so keep your eyes out for more. Next weekend I'm hoping to start and finish 2 more little illustrations to go with Samson. Feel free to like and subscribe to follow along for more. I know I'm new to this filming process, so let's grow and learn together. See you later.